Gover of Salem, New Hampshire, and Brian Uphold of Londonderry, New Hampshire will take on the challenge of Chris Galica of Palmer and Phil Clough of Warren on Candlepin doubles. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Leary. If you've been watching the last couple of weeks, you know our champs know how to knock them down. A 278 a week ago, a 300 the week before that. That meant an extra payoff for them of $200 for hitting a 275 or more, and they've been pulling home some more money as well. You know the rules by now. The winning team picks up $500. The runners up $300. Any combination of marks, 3 in a row, is worth an extra $50 in bonus money. And for 3 strikes in a row, an extra payoff of $1,000 in bonus money. That's what they're shooting for. They're looking for their 3rd in a row. Let's see if they get it. I mentioned the 3 strikes in a row. Of course, if you were watching a couple of weeks ago, you saw Brian Uphold and Bill Gover knock that off.
What's up, fellas? That's it.
Bill Gover now for a spare to start it off. Nope. Chris Galica. He's got the diamond with a little wood to help him out. And he's got it. So Chris starts with a spare. Bill Gover from Salem, New Hampshire. Works for Parlex Electronics in Methuen, Massachusetts. Bill single. He has a high single of 192, a high triple of 477, and a 132 average. And that's why almost all of them. Chris Galica now working on the spare. So 19 in the opening box. Good for a quick 10-pin lead. Chris Galica works as a roofer. He's married with 3 children. He has a high single of 175, a high triple of 421, and a 116 average. (29-18) at this point, an 11-pin lead for the challengers. Big hit. So had Chris been able to pick up the single pin, he'd have had 3 marks in a row there. Chris Galica with a strike in the 3rd, and Bill Gover answers that with a spare in the 3rd. On the spare. All but 1. Chris Galica now on the strike. All right, 2 marks in a row for Bill Gover. Chris trying to fill out the strike, and he does it. Spare on strike. So the challengers have a pretty good string working. Little too full, 6 anyway. And 53 through 4 for the champs. On the spare, 6. And 65 through 4 for the challengers. 4 horsemen right side. And there they go. 3 in a row. $50 in bonus money for Chris Galica. What we neglected to mention is that Chris Galica has been bowling for only 4 years. So we'll tell you more about that. And about this great string he's got going right now. 75 plus a bonus ball through 5 for the challengers. Bill Gover with 63 through 5, which isn't too shabby itself. So we've got the challengers on top through the first 5. Brian Uphold and Clough will be up to finish off the opening string when we come back right after this. We'll start it off for the champs. And Phil Clough now. Phil steps up working on a spare. His partner marked in 4 of 5 boxes. Tough Phil, only 2. 77 through 5. 14-pin lead. That's a spare. And a 9 for Phil Clough. 86 through 6, 73 plus through 6 for the champs. Brian is left with the diamond. And there goes the diamond. 2 marks in a row for Brian Uphold. Phil Clough with the 5 and 10. Oof. Just trying to nick that wood. To slide the ball to the 5 and the pin to the 10. Didn't quite work. So Phil takes another 9 in 95 through 7. Ryan Uphold is at 89 plus. How many? 89 plus 6. So we're dead even. 95 apiece through 7. Well, there's a spare in the works. 4-3 in a row and $50. No, pulled it. Phil Clough for spare, and he's got it. 105 plus in the 8th, and with that 10, the champs are at an even 105. So we're all tied up. At least until Phil Clough throws his bonus ball. On the spare. 7. And that's the difference in the match. Bill looking for his second straight mark, and no, hung it out a little wide. Might come back, and it does. 122 plus through 9, and a 10, 115 through 9 for the champs. Phil Clough and Brian Uphold found themselves bowling side to side a year ago. Brian Uphold at that point teamed up with Mike Poulin to beat Phil. So Phil is looking to reverse their fortunes today. On the spare now in the 10th. Wide, but doesn't matter. A Phil of 8, 130 through 9. Brian with a spare in the 10th. All right, for another spare. And he's got it. 3 in a row, another $50 in bonus money for the challengers. And more importantly, it gives them a mark and an opportunity to stretch out the lead a little bit. The lead at this point is 15. Brian Uphold with 6 and an opening string of 131. Phil Clough on the spare. How many? 9. Great opening string for Phil Clough and Chris Galica. Our challengers, a 149. Well, we saw a great string a couple of weeks ago, remember. The 196 that was thrown by Brian Uphold and Phil Gover. The 149 doesn't quite get to that point, but what it does do is it gives the challengers an 18-pin lead after 1. Can they hold on? We'll find out when we come back with string number 2 right after this. They're up by 18 after the opening string. Chris Galica will start it off for them. Chris with a great start. 4 marks in his first 5 boxes.
Get over your pitch.
Bill Gover opens with a spare. As I mentioned, Chris Galica has been bowling only for 4 years. Said he was never really interested. Picked it up 4 years ago, and according to his teammate Phil Clough, Chris was bowling off his wrong foot. As a right-hander, he was finishing up off his right foot. Phil changed that, and lo and behold, Chris now averages 116. Chris trying to get some action from this wood. This should go. And he's got it. Bill takes a 10, 26 through 2. Chris Galica at 18 plus through 2. 18 plus how many? 5, 23. So overall, the difference is 15 pins. The challengers trying to hold on here. The champs, on the other hand, trying to win their 3rd in a row. Strike. Chris needs just the 7-pin here for a 10. He's got it. He's at 33 through 3. And the champs stand at 36 plus a couple of bonus balls through 3. And remember, the challengers are carrying in an 18-pin lead. So right now it's a 15-pin lead minus however many Bill Gover gets on his 2 bonus balls. Bonus ball number 1. Big hit. 2 in a row. Well, Chris got the hard one. Didn't get the easy one here. He'll settle for a 10 most likely in 43 through 4. Now, you know what? Well, he'll take the 9 and 42 through 4. All right, you know what this means. Bill Gover is waiting impatiently there on alley 3. One more strike would produce $1,000 in bonus money. They did it a couple of weeks ago. Brian Uphold is the guy that put the finishing touches on the 3 in a row. Bill Gover now is trying to do the same. For $1,000. He's got it. All right, for the 2nd time in 3 weeks, they rip us off for $1,000. Nice spare by Chris Galica. Now remember, they're excited about the 1,000, but we've still got a pretty good match going on here. Because the challengers carried in a lead of 18 pins. Well, now they're even. Brian Uphold did it a couple of weeks ago. Bill Gover does it this week. They get to share it regardless. Doesn't matter who's the one that knocks it off. And you know, one more would be worth another $1,000 in bonus money. There's the score at this point. We'll straighten that out in just a second. Right now, what's more important is that Brian Uphold can come up with another 1,000. For 2,000. Will it go? Oh, no. Oh, he can't believe it. Neither can anyone else here. That was a $1,000 pin that was wobbling down there. And that was a $50 pin. 4 marks in a row. These guys have got it going at this point. Phil Clough looking for spare, and he's got it. And Brian with a 7-box. On the spare, Phil adds how many? 8.
That's it! Come on!
Two in a row. Phil Clough with an 8 on the spare and then another spare on top of it. And Brian knocks it up. All right, so here's how we stand now after all that wild scoring. 135, 134, 135, 104 in the 8th. A 31-pin difference overall. It's a 16-pin lead for the champs. Phil Clough needs a mark, and he's got it. Okay, still alive here. That's 3 in a row. $50 in bonus money. Brian Uphold with a mark in the ninth. Phil Clough needs a big finish in the 10th. Brian Uphold gets the big finish. A 9 on the spare. And 154 through 9. Phil Clough with the 2 on the spares at 116 through 9. So the match is settled. Brian Uphold for another spare. Phil Clough takes a 10 and takes a seat. And with the 10, finishes with 126 and a 275 total. That's why if you saw Phil shake his fist there at the end when he got that extra point, extra pin, and wondering why he was so excited, it was because it was worth an extra $100 apiece for a 275 total. And look at the total that we have for Bill Gover and Brian Uphold, a 172 in the second and deciding string, a 2-string total of 303, which is higher than their 2-string total of a couple of weeks ago. Remember when they had the 196? Then they were lucky to get to an even 300. Now they come up with a 303, which is our second highest total of all time. Bill Gover and Brian Uphold do it again, a 303. Chris Galica and Phil Clough, a 275. Tough to lose with that total, but they do. We'll be back with our winners and runners-up right after this. And highest total we've ever had. We had 2 307s, remember, but the 303 is something. We'll get back to that. Now we'll get back to Phil Clough and Chris Galica. Kind of tough to lose, but when you see a 303 up there, I guess it's easy to see why, huh?
Yeah, these guys were pretty awesome.
Yeah. You were aware of the 275. I noticed a little raising of the fish when you knocked over that 10 for the extra $200.
Yes, I was. I checked the score just before the last ball, and then I realized that I had to get it.
Well, we got some money for you. We got 300 for being the runners-up, 150 for extra bonus money for marks, and for the 275, 200. So we have a total of 650. Not bad. First time out, huh?
Not bad at all.
So what was it like being on TV the first time around?
Something different.
Didn't bother you at all? 4 marks in the first 5? Yeah.
It bothered me, yeah.
All right, well, hopefully not so much that you won't join us again. Hopefully we'll see you next year, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Phil Clough and Chris Galica. Great bowling with a 275. Kind of tough to lose. But these guys were able to do it. Now, Brian Uphold to get the 3 marks in a row a couple of weeks ago, so this was kind of your payback coming up with the 3?
Yeah, I told him I'd give it a shot. He did it all by himself 2 weeks ago. Try and help him out. He won 1,000, now I won 1,000.
I hope you weren't tempted a couple of weeks ago to try to argue with him that since you got the 3 in a row, you should get the full grand yourself?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, 303. What are you going to do for a next stack? You've you've bowled 6 strings so far. You've averaged 147. That's kind of a hot streak, isn't it?
I'm in shock. I'm speechless. What can I say?
Well, given the act that you guys put on after you knock over a strike, I can't imagine that you're speechless, but I'll take you at your word anyway. All right, let's add up your total here. We got $500 for winning. We have $200 for the 275 plus total, and we have $1,100 in bonus money. So that's $1,800, and it could have been 1,000 more had you been able to knock over that. Brian been able to knock over the pin. Do you think it was going to go?
It looked like it. I got hit from both sides with a piece of wood. Kind of stood itself back up.
All right, well, there's something you can shoot for next week. Try 4 in a row, all right? Dan Myrick will be out by next week, and so will Bob Ireland, trying to knock these guys off. They'll be after their 4th in a row. I hope you join us. For everyone here at Fairway Sports World in Natick now, have a good afternoon.